following podcast is recorded and produced by the Podcast Precinct in affiliation with the network at bicbp-radio.com. The Podcast Precinct. Consistency, creativity, culture.
The Nostalgia Funhouse proudly dedicates all episodes in the loving memory of Connie Chirac. So, Johnny, I've been hearing really great things about this Nostalgia Funhouse. It just brings back so many great memories.
Andrew, another reason I'm moving in line with you here is that you really vouched for this show. So I'm just going to believe you that this is the show that, I've been wanting, which is just talking about all the fun stuff from our yesteryear and the years before. And I really hate anything meta. So I'm glad that what we're doing right now is not that.
Oh, no, definitely. What is meta? Isn't that Ron Artesta's new name?
Well, add world and peace to it, sure.
Yeah, but this is great. They last year they were tearing play sets and Halloween costumes.
Well, that sounds cool.
They get these weird court recordings from pop culture courts.
Does anybody care about court cases?
These ones are kind of cool. They put Scott Kelvin on trial. Poor old Santa Claus there.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, man. You know what's the best part about this is though? Is I hear they always got a really great sponsor. You can check it out right there.
Saturday morning on Fox.
Sears web in your eyes.
Go where you've never gone.
So fasten your safety belt.
See what you've never seen.
You lame brain. Nice to see you too.
Experience what you've never experienced.
Man, you are strong. But smell isn't everything.
It's the wondrous web world.
Mommy, it's the big bug.
You've been waiting for.
He nails the dismount.
What's the incredible adventures of Spider-Man? Saturday morning on Fox.
Nostalgia Funhouse. Nostalgia Funhouse. Radioactive Nostalgia Funhouse. I'm Johnny, he's Andrew, and this is Radioactive Nostalgia Funhouse. Joe Perry, hit that riff.
Radioactive spider.
Spider blood. Spider blood. You wouldn't know these lyrics if you didn't look them up. Spider blood. You said something that I think is very true. One of the things that changes in our new era of how we consume media and when we're binging things is if something has a certain way with it and it doesn't click with you, like the opening themes to shows, I get really annoyed that I'm just using this as an example. Now, Bob's Burgers has the option to skip the opening, right? Because I'm you miss jokes if you do that.
Horrible mistake if you do.
And the song itself was just great. I mean, it's just great banjo playing there. And but I gotta say that when I was a kid, this was an iconic theme to the animated Spider-Man series from the 90s, which is what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
And but when you go back and binge it as an adult, oh my God, you're so grateful for that skip intro button to pop up. I could not hit that thing any quicker than I did.
That was what, yeah, you're right. When I was telling you before we went on here, as a kid, I could handle this once a week, I guess, because they saw it once a week and it was something great. And I was yeah. And you couldn't skip it, but I was yeah, Joe Perry's in this. Okay, this is awesome. This is great. Then I listened to it as we went through. It is top 6, but it was 7 episodes because they combined 2. And I'm listening to it, and I'm this song is so annoying. X-Men. If I'm going just off of comic books, X-Men, such a great one where X-Men 97 came out, and they used it again, and I was this is awesome. This is great. Batman the Animated Series, another one. When you see the was it a blimp or a Zeppelin's headlights come on. But this, I'm watching it, and I'm this is the worst.
It's so bad.
I don't know if it's the worst out of the comic books, but out of the 3, because there's still a lot more, I think, comic book ones. I don't know if you were a Wildcats fan as a kid.
Oh, I've seen it for sure. Yeah.
I don't remember the beginning totally, but this sucks. Like this did not age well. Just going off
Right, yeah. I think what hurts it is the lyrics. Like, just don't have those lyrics in it.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That would really help it. Because I mean, you mentioned the Batman animated series, which is what we're obviously going to be comparing to this because this is Spider-Man Batman month.
Yes.
But it has like that's just orchestra playing, and it's an iconic theme. X-Men, there's no lyrics to it that's opening, and it's an iconic theme. This one, though, they decided to throw in these lyrics, which are not good to start with.
I would have to say we did the one-off pilot X-Men.
Yeah.
Yes,
and that's so kick, and that's all kick butt. Yeah,
that had lyrics, and that was really good. But when you,
but like it had lyrics, but like it was so into what it was.
Yeah,
if that makes any sense. That I absolutely adore it. This though just kind of reaches that it's annoying level to the fact where the actual music that they use in the actual episodes is so much better than that theme song, than its own theme song.
I don't get a comic book feel out of this theme song either. Like,
right.
Like X-Men.
Oh.
Oh.
All right. This is an unrelated note, but it's you, so I have to bring this up now.
Okay.
We're talking about old cartoons anyway. So I decided I was going to start. I've done this before, but I for some reason didn't make it all the way through. So I want to restart and I want to watch and start binge watching the original G1 Transformers, right?
Okay.
Because you're a huge fan. I obviously also love it, but it's been forever since I actually sat down and watched the original cartoon all the way through. And this is in the first season, one of the early episodes.
Oh, the animation's bad on this, like Ninja Turtles.
No. It's not even about that. Like I actually kind of love it how it is. It's sort of like it just brings you back, But I just love that when I think it's the Decepticons are trying to build something that they have to wear.
Bridge?
Yeah, and they have to wear like the lab coats.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
And that's how they trick the other ones. I'll laugh so hard at that. It was like the greatest thing I'd ever seen. It's like I gotta tell Andrew about this great scene.
That's a pretty bad point. I think the Autobots do it too.
Yeah, well, we're closed.
No, there's that one. Wait until you get to the really weird one. Is wait until with like no spoilers. There's an episode where some of the Autobots turn actual human.
I remember this. Yeah, vaguely. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I do remember that happened. All right, back to Spider-Man. All right, so what we're doing today is the 90s, I think it was 94, Spider-Man animated series. It came on Fox, and we did for Batman's animated series, but a little different because we decided from here on out, and I'm grateful, Andrew. I cannot stress you how glad I was to get that text from you. We're only going to do the top 6 instead of the top 10 because watching 10 episodes of anything, despite how good it is time consuming.
It's time consuming. It wears on you, especially if it's radioactive spider blood.
Yes.
Can I read the lyrics real quick?
Oh yeah, please do. Yeah.
Okay. So if anybody's wondering what they're actually saying, which we've already gone over, lyrics start with Spider-Man, radioactive Spider-Man.
A good start.
Yeah. Spider-Man, radioactive Spider-Man.
Oh, and we'll make sure people know what we're talking about here. Yeah.
8-second instrumental.
Oh, good. Gotta get that Joe Perry in there.
Yes. Spider blood, radioactive spider blood, radioactive spider blood. 7 seconds instrumental. Spider blood, radio.
They went with the spider blood again. Okay.
Spider blood, radioactive spider blood.
Why didn't you get a third thing?
I don't know. That it ends with 2 Spider-Man. Spider-Man. I actually watching this, and there was a couple parts where I was like, you know what? I think I might go back and like rewatch a certain season because it was interesting to see. Looking this up, I don't know if you noticed, they actually broke down each season into like story arcs.
Yes, I kind of like that.
Yeah,
that's what they did on Disney Plus. Yeah.
Because
that's how Spider-Man kind of did. It would take like 10 or 12 episodes would actually be a full arc, really, which I kind of appreciated. But also, it leads to our karma coming to get us here, Andrew, and we'll talk about that. All you Venom fans will get to rejoice.
Yeah. I also like to the voice actors in this is pretty good too.
Oh yes, the voice acting is great across the board. I thought.
I never realized J. Jonah Jameson, our hero on this show, is voiced by, I want to say late great Ed Asner. Which
yes, and we are J. Jonah stands here on the subject.
Yes, we. And the voice.
Be sure to check out my J. Jonah OnlyFans that I've just started. It's hand drawn fan art of J. Jonah Jameson in different poses.
Roscoe Lee Brown, who did the Kingpin, great voice.
Oh yes, yeah,
great voice. Another late great actor, but
yeah. What we did is we found this is on collider.com, but what they did is the top 10 episodes according to IMDB. So the score on IMDB. We're doing the top 6 because we just don't have time to do 10
but
anymore.
7 episodes.
But yes, because one of them's a 2. Well, actually, most of them are just connected.
Yeah,
and so for me, they ran together so much, Andrew, as when even though I was going by the list, I accidentally read the list wrong because all of them were running together. That I watched like out of order, and I started watching one like the second best episode. I started watching. I was like, I've already seen this, so I had to go back and figure out the one that I hadn't seen yet because it was all part of the same arc.
It's so I don't even know.
But if you're a Venom fan, rejoice, take heart, because it's just well been established. Andrew and I in the big time Spider-Man Rogues Gallery tournament let J. Jonah Jameson may I say deserved to go on and defeat Venom when it comes to being Spider-Man's greatest foil. And I think the universe decided, hey, we need to correct this. Because out of the 6 episodes, Andrew, how many of those episodes have Venom or Carnage or one or the other?
5. There's
That's right.
that doesn't have any symbionte in the whole entire thing.
Yeah, 5 of the 6 have some sort of symbiote involved.
I thought I was going to get a break at 1 at the number.
Nope.
Nope. We're going to figure out a way to put one of them in there.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready, John?
I think so. To the point where, like, my favorite one, and I'm not even just saying this to be like just to be anti-Venom. My favorite one is the one that doesn't have them in it. It's because it was just different.
Yeah, I thought that one was way better.
Yeah, and we'll also say, because Andrew was right, he had texted me because he watched these before I did. I had forgotten, Andrew, and I just recently binged this show like 3 years ago or something like that. I'd forgotten just how freaking quick these episodes move. They tell a lot of story in 20 minutes.
Yeah, like I normally calculate how long it takes me to watch 10 episodes or 6 episodes.
Yeah, these do fly. I'll give them that much.
I did this all in a day, and I mean, it wasn't like all in one sitting, but I did it all in a day, and I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm done.
Yeah.
But
I was grateful.
So number 6 on the list was from season 1, episode 8, the alien costume. Go figure. I wonder what this one is.
What could happen here?
What's going on with the alien costume, Johnny? Well, astronaut John Jameson is coming back from Earth with an unknown rock called Prometheus X, which is more powerful than plutonium. So pretty much an ooze like creature manages to break free and tries to consume the two astronauts. The shuttle crashes at the George Washington Bridge, where the Rhino is sent by the Kingpin to steal Prometheum X. And this is kind of pretty much, and Eddie Brock framed Spider-Man for stealing it, even though it was Rhino. And this is kind of how the whole black costume comes into play.
Yeah. I can't remember because this is the first part, and the other parts will be coming later in this countdown. I can't remember if this also has a scene where Jay Jonah actually fires Brock for lying. Is it this one or is it the next one?
I have no idea.
See, they all run together, so forgive us for that. But I was going to say, though, that kind of, to me, I was like, that's actually adding a layer to Jay Jonah because he really does hate Spider-Man, but he wants it to be like he wants to get him for real reasons. He doesn't want to be lying about it.
See, he's a good answer.
He's got some sort of integrity there.
I like that. So mine was pretty much, I enjoyed this throughout the whole entire thing. I did like the inner monologue because a lot of Spider-Man is a lot of like.
Yeah, I'd also forgotten how much he talks to himself. It's quite a bit. A lot of Garfield-ishness coming on here. Except for I don't think he minds Mondays as much. But I also wanted to point out this got like out of IMDB out of 10, it got an 8.8 this episode. Do you think, here's what we can do to rate. Do you think that's too high, too low, or right on?
Not seeing the other episodes, I didn't particularly like this one. I thought this was kind of I think that was kind of high.
I do too. I don't think this is a bad episode by any means.
No, it's
and I'll take any Rhino.
Venom hate.
Yeah.
I love Rhino. I have no problem.
Rhino, I love Rhino as well. I didn't hate this, but
my only two things that I really kind of enjoyed out of this was, I mean, the voice acting I already mentioned, but that's in every episode, and the inner monologues in every episode. The only thing was the dream fight when it was the two kind of costumes and Peter Parker is dreaming.
Yeah.
You know, the black suit versus his regular suit were kind of fighting in the dream. And of course, because Joe Perry does the instrumental on it, they had to have a lovely Aerosmith reference in there as well.
Yes. And you do get to see Spider-Man in the iconic black suit.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. Like, as a comic book nerd myself, when I remember seeing it as a kid, thinking how cool that was. So, yeah. So that's also a highlight, I would say. I also think it's too high. I personally, are we giving this letter? I think we should give it number grades like IMDb did.
Oh, you
out of 10. Number? I mean, we're comparing it to that out of 10. I think this is more of like a 6.5 to a 7.
I'm thinking more of a 5.5 to 6. This was like the first one, and it didn't grab me to really want to watch more. I'm not.
Well, the parts that grabbed me were way more Spider-Man related than it was Venom related for me. Like, I wanted to know more about him trying to get that suit off and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, is this the one where he takes it to Dr. Connors and they try and
They all run together. I don't know which one that happens in.
Damn it. Well, at some point he takes it to Dr. Connors.
Yeah.
Tries to snip it off. Maybe it's in the different one. What is the next?
All right, the next episode.
Sins of the Father, Chapter 10. Hey, Johnny, Return of Venom.
Whoa, I didn't know he left.
Season 3, Episode 11. This is one of the seasons I want to go back and watch because or actually it should be episode 10. The Simonite returns to Earth. They travel to Ravencroft and reunite with Eddie Brock. This also has Dormammu and Mordo in it for you.
This has a lot of great Marvel characters in it, actually.
Yes. Also found out War Machine, voiced by the great James Avery. Simeon or Shredder and War Machine all in one.
That was really cool. Yeah.
To steal a machine that's capable of reaching Dormammu from his far dimension after Madam's Web's cryptic advice to keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Because this is the very Madam Web heavy season.
Yeah, and this is also the kind of the start of, and this did go on to happen in the comics, obviously, where Venom, despite being a hardcore villain before this, sort of starts showing signs of trying to do the right thing on occasion.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of become the anti-hero in a way.
Yeah, they did with the female psychologist, because you can't say we, and then once he gets his Simunite, and because this is the one that they all run together. This is the one that starts out with Cassidy.
Right, yeah. Who becomes Carnage.
Yes, I did how they show Cassidy's craziness. Can we say that?
Like he was crazy before he even bonds with Carnage.
Yeah. And I love it how they show that within the cartoon, where they're like, hey, this guy's nuts, without him making him out to be Carnage from, say, the comic books. That they dumb it down, tone it down, ever how you want to say it. My thing is there's a lot, like you said, there's a lot of a lot of characters from the Marvel universe, but is that Dormammu or is that the Human Torch?
It does look, yes. Yeah. But I do think this is a better episode than the previous one.
Yes. I gave this one well,
IMDB gave this an 8.8 out of 10. What do you think? Too high, too low, or perfect?
I think it's around there.
I think it's close. I still think this is higher than what I would give it. I'm thinking a 7.5 to an 8 for me. But I'm not like looking at that thinking that's ridiculous.
I'm okay with that, because there was a lot more. I think it's because a lot more Marvel stuff, and it was
agreed. Yeah,
Venom Carnage, and this is where it starts.
Yeah, because even if you're like us and you're kind of tired of all the Venom Carnage, at least you have other stuff in it.
I'm so sick of Venom and Carnage right now.
I have to, despite the fact that honestly my favorite Spider-Man video game was Maximum Carnage.
I'm probably about to play that for a Let's Play, and I'm just going to probably complain about Venom the whole entire time.
Yeah.
Where are we at now?
Number 4.
Number 4, Sins of the Father, Chapter 14, Turning Point, Season 3, Episode 14. This is the one and only Venom Carnage free episode.
Yes. This is our little bit of fresh air.
Yes. Madam Web cryptically warned Spider-Man of a 2-headed monster that would emerge. And it is, guess who? Norman Osborn, still with Green Goblin in control, tries another portal. And he just kind of goes through portals, messing with Spider-Man. And this is kind of where Mary Jane, during the fight, a portal opens and sucks Mary Jane in. Spider-Man gets a little crazy, and he pretty much takes out the Green Goblin, I want to say, right?
Yeah, I really liked the Green Goblin stuff here. Like, they do a really good job of showing him wrestling with that part of his personality, the Green Goblin part, right?
Yeah.
Like it's Norman wrestling with the Green Goblin despite them both being the same person.
Yeah. And
I really, really like that a lot. They did a great job here of that.
Yeah.
And he discovers that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. He finds that out. And this is just good stuff all the way around. This is so good. I'm not even kidding. This was my favorite episode of the 6 that we watched.
I gotta say, this is mine.
It got a 8.9 out of 10 on IMDb, and I think that's fairly good. I would probably give us a 9.
And I like it because you could try and can't really kill anybody in a cartoon.
Right, yeah.
But you can make them go through a portal and get lost.
Yes.
And
yes.
And I love
and technically she doesn't come back ever.
No, not that.
Not until X-Men 97. There's a little Easter egg there. And you know
really?
that?
No.
On one of the episodes in X-Men 97, I can't remember which one. I think it's when the meteor or whatever is about to hit Earth, and they're showing all the different Marvel heroes dealing with it, right? There's a scene where it's Peter Parker and Mary Jane looking at there's a whole crowd, looking at televisions of the news event. That's you know those scenes in all these movies where like there's a TV store and they have all the TVs in the window and it happens to be on the news and everybody stops to watch the news when a big event's happening. It's one of those. It's one of those things. And if you look, two of the characters in there together is Spider-Man. He's not as Spider-Man. He's Peter Parker and Mary Jane. So that's kind of everybody was really happy that kind of proves that they do get out, because spoiler alert, in the cartoon, the show ends and doesn't actually ever show him saving her. So
yeah, this guy that did Green Goblin did a lot of stuff.
He was great. I really like. He's the highlight of this. He was so good, very menacing in the right way.
He was Nightcrawler in The Pride of the X-Men.
Heck yeah.
Good old Neil Ross. At first, I thought it was the guy from when I saw his name, but isn't that Sam Neill from Jurassic Park?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I was like, no way.
That would be even awesomer. Yeah.
Here you go. Here's your wrestling markism right here. So in Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling, you
already love it. I love this already.
He voiced Mean Gene Oakland.
Oh, just we got to do the top 6 episodes of Rock and Roll Racing.
I want to so badly. You have no idea.
I'm not even kidding. I want to do that.
My whole Junkyard Dog is based off of what I've heard off of that.
Now, what are you giving this episode? I'll give it a 9.
Yeah, I'll give this a 9. This was really good because it showed a lot more the conflict of everybody. Spider-Man thinks he's done with the whole Madam Web thing. He's like, my life is going good.
Yeah.
I don't need you. I don't need this anymore. I got Mary Jane. I got everything I need in my life. I'm good. And I think as an adult, we get to that point where we're like, you know what? I'm good. Life.
Yeah.
It's not going to come at me, but there's always something. But
something's always on the horizon.
Yeah. And he doesn't see it because he's just so focused on.
He's got everything he ever wanted.
But the Green Goblin doesn't. So
right.
He's got to go after Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I'm so disappointed in this.
But that's it for that. The rest is all Venom Carnage. So let's go. Yep. Let's do it. Number 3.
Where they all run together.
Yep.
Number 3, this is where they combine the 2 episodes. Alien Costume Part 2 and 3. This is season 1, episode 9 and 10. So pretty much Peter's powers enhanced due to the suit, but Brock and Jameson focuses attention on Brock and Jameson and warns the latter to call off the reward because Jameson did put $1 million reward up for.
Oh yeah, on Spider-Man. Yeah,
Spider-Man. Also mentioning the Rhino and how Brock. This is where he's like, "Hey."
So yeah, this is the one where this is a really good J. Jonah episode.
Yeah, J. Jonah. We need to do all J. Jonah.
Yeah,
all J. Jonah. You know what? We're no longer the Nostalgia Funhouse. We are the J. Jonah Jameson Funhouse.
The J. Jonah Appreciation Club podcast. Having our first meeting.
We are the Daily Bugle podcast. So Jameson finds out about his lies. This is where he fires them and calls off the manhunt on Spider-Man. Noticing he's become more hostile, Peter seeks the assistance of Dr. Connors, who studies.
So this is where he clips the part of the symbiote off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Realizes that, and who studies the suit and realizes that if Peter Parker, that the Simonite, Peter uses the Simonite powers, find clue back. And so this is where he finds out that it bonds with people. And then he finds clues in Eddie's apartment there about what's going on, only to return to the Shocker. Oh yeah. Sent by Alistair Smythe to destroy evidence Brock has of the crash site. So because they don't want to find out.
Brock had taken pictures. So
he was taking pictures. Can't be taking pictures.
Yeah, don't be taking pictures.
Might wind up on the internet one day.
Yeah.
Following the Shocker leads Peter to Alistair and Prometheum X, which he steals. The Kingpin and Shocker plan to kidnap Jameson in an attempt to get it back. The effects of the Simonite lead Peter to fighting it off. This is where he's pretty much, isn't he about to like kill, well, not kill, but like severely.
No, the suit tries to kill Shocker.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he has like a bell, the church bell or whatever rings because of the ultrasonic frequencies.
Which is, I will say, in that very deservedly panned third Spider-Man movie, that where they do Venom, I do think that's the one thing it does right, is that bell scene in that movie.
Yeah.
Like I was like, this is the part they're doing right. This part actually, because that part sticks with me as actually being good.
I used to use the gun that came with Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
In the Toy Biz line, that was the ultrasonic one. Because obviously my brother, my brother wanted to be Venom, and the only way I could nullify him was to shoot him with that. So this gets into the third one. Spider-Man returns to his old costume, comes across Rhino and Shocker, who managed to get the upper hand on him, of course, because Spider-Man's a terrible hero. However, an unknown ally arrives and defeats the two supervillains himself, the new ally Brock, known as Venom, who is bound to the discarded Simonite, wants revenge on Spider-Man. And this is where he gets rid of him at first because he takes him to the first ever rocket launch in New York. I remember that because in the first one, I'm like, what was there ever a space shuttle to land in New York?
Right, yeah.
And then, but this one, the space shuttle noise obviously rips the suit off of him. Spider-Man shoots it with web, throws it onto the space shuttle. And that's how you kind of get into the return. Or it's not a space shuttle, it's a probe. Gets into the return of Venom because the probe crashes back to Earth to go back.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, all that happens in just these two, in just like 40 minutes.
And it's nuts.
It doesn't stop. No matter what you feel about Venom, like I will say, the storytelling is very fast paced, which I appreciate.
I kind of particularly enjoyed these two.
Yeah,
I like how they show Peter Parker, the suit taking over.
Yes, they did a good job there.
The way that it talks about the worlds, like the universes. Don't you want the knowledge of like the universes that the Simonite all went to?
Yeah, I really like the scene where the suit tries to kill Shocker, and that's what really makes Peter realize I got to get this thing off because that's not who I am. This got an 8.9 out of 10 on IMDb. Do you think that's right? Too high, too low?
I think that's right because I also enjoy John Jameson showing PTSD, like when J. Jonah, like, oh, he's gonna go back up in the rocket ship, and you
little subtle things. Like a show will do that sometimes.
Yeah,
like it's pretty like just cut and dry on a lot of this stuff, but it will throw in some little subtle things if you were looking for it. I agree. I think 8.9 out of 10. I would give us 8.5. I think this is a really good episode.
This one
or episodes.
The only other thing that I like questioned, and this is just it's a cartoon. I get it. So Venom's web was too strong for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
To tear apart, but he cut through it like it was nothing, like with that piece of metal or wood or whatever it was.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Little things like that. One thing I really noticed, and this is coming from my art background, and it's because it's a kid's show. But like none of the police or the army have real lifelike guns. They're all got to be like blasters of some sort. And I really noticed that because there's a scene where one of the a cop just takes a random shot at somebody, at one of the bad guys, and like you think you're going to hear or something like that, but no, you're like a laser, like a pew pews.
If you watch the Droids cartoon,
the
stormtroopers don't have blasters; they have like sticks that shoot lasers.
Hey, you can't have them blasting Ewoks.
No Ewoks and droids.
Oh, we're blasting droids then. I get Ewoks and droids, those two cartoons confused, but
I haven't Ewoks in years, but
I have been very fortunate enough to do a few projects for Marvel, and like when you're signing the contract, A couple of things that they put in that contract is you will not. Now I was drawing characters.
You will not disrespect Venom.
You will. It was the main one. You make sure you don't.
That's why Johnny hasn't had a job from Marvel in a while.
That's yes. I disrespected the hell out of them, and they couldn't take it. Also, they're like, you will not, under any circumstance, have any of our characters smoking anything.
Whoa!
And that's one of them. And you will not have them. You will not depict a real lifelike firearm ever.
Johnny, as a former shareholder of,
which makes drawing Punisher very difficult.
I could imagine. As a former shareholder of Marvel,
yeah,
I gotta say that wouldn't fly with me. I would want that for the Punisher.
Yeah.
I did. So you worked for me at one point as I owned one share of Marvel stock.
Wow. Then I'd later on do a podcast with my boss.
Yeah. Well, I no longer own any. Disney bought it out. Like, you can have my one share. I think I'm going to retire on my $63 that you're giving me, Disney.
Hey, whoa. That's almost a video game.
I never told you that.
No, I did not know this.
Yeah, my aunt, not to get off subject, she's big into stock market.
Oh, no, you did tell me this. I remember this now. Yeah, she got you that, right?
Yeah, it was oneshare.com. She bought it for $20 for a Christmas present, and I ended up
that thing paid off then.
I ended up making $63 from the purchase of the stock. And when Spider-Man 2 came out, with the one with Tobey Maguire,
the good one,
I got a dividend check for like $6 and some change.
Heck yeah.
Every time I would get something, I would call her and I'd tell her, and I was like, hey, I just made money off of this. And she was like, oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And my brother, because they would send me the yearly like synopsis, like the shareholder synopsis.
Yeah.
My brother, when he first got it, he was like, they're making like an Iron Man and a Hulk movie. And so we knew about all of that.
Because they tell you in those, right? Yeah.
Yeah, way before anything else. But now I don't get it because Disney owns it. But it was definitely, I gotta say, probably that's a top 5 Christmas present.
That's gotta be. I mean, that's not just a memory I'm getting it, but a continued memory.
Yeah, like it was really great to hold it and be like, hey, I own part of this.
Hey man, shout out to the ants out there, because you know what? One of my favorite gifts ever. Remember we talked about that Optimus Prime I got?
Yeah.
One of my aunts gave it to me.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
See?
Shout out to all the awesome ants out there. I'm very fortunate to have some pretty great ones.
Yeah, I had my ants range so badly because I mentioned before, I have an aunt that's like 13 years older than me. So it was like a big sister. And then the aunt that got me this was kind of like, she was great, but she was a little bit more stern. But my youngest aunt was like the fun aunt. So it was kind of a good mix of everything I had.
Yeah. All right, next episode, number 2.
Sins of the Father, Chapter 11. Can you guess what this one is called?
Oh man, I'm going to put money on that Carnage or Venom or somebody's involved with this.
Called Carnage.
Oh, okay.
So when Brock refuses to continue to work for Dormammu, probably my favorite comic book name to say.
Dormammu.
And Mordo, they turn to a psychotic Cletus Cassidy into, this is so weird. Turn the psychotic Cletus Cassidy into Carnage to collect the life force, which is essential for Dormammu to enter Earth. Carnage kidnaps the doctor who Eddie Brock's like in love with and kind of gives him his conflict.
Yeah, this is the best Venom episode, I think.
Yeah.
As a character.
Brock reluctantly teams with Tony Stark, Iron Man. I don't know why they put /Iron Man, and Spider-Man saves her. Spider-Man saves her after Spider-Man solves Madam's Web's cryptic "keep your friends close but your enemies closer" advice, because this is where Venom also, they don't talk about the great thing in here too, where at one point he separates himself from the Simonite, Eddie Brock, and it's in there, and he realizes the only way to save this Dr. Ashley is that he has to rebond. He has to become Venom again. But he knows if he becomes Venom.
Well, he's told that if he does it again, then there's no coming back.
Yes. So he decides it is worth more him being controlled or becoming one with the Simonite than it is for this doctor to see the person that he loves die. So he goes and he does that. Some of my notes here, like Venom the anti-hero, War Machine saves Spider-Man's identity because Venom is going after the mask, and
that's one of my favorite cut to commercial breaks that we've seen in this though. Is where Spider-Man's hanging there and J. Jonah is trying to get a camera to focus and it just won't focus. And then it cuts to commercial. I was like, this is so great.
It's so bad. I should have paid for Disney Plus I want to know if Disney Plus could just give me commercials during this, because the commercial breaks felt very, very empty.
Yeah.
Modern shows, because
like I should be getting like a cereal commercial now after this.
Yeah.
Like, where's my honeycomb commercial or whatever?
Where's Andre the Giant at?
Yeah.
Oh, and my other note is I just love Iron Man cartoon. The Iron Man cartoon, which hopefully got to touch on at some point.
And this ends with Eddie Brock actually even sacrificing himself.
Yeah.
So this is a great, as much as the crap that we give Venom, this is a really great Venom episode.
This is definitely the best one. So I'm here.
Now, this got an 8.9 out of 10. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm right there with it.
I think that's fair. I would give us 8.5. It's really good. But what got number one?
What do you know? So I had high hopes for this.
Because if you just say the name of the episode, like, oh, we're free.
Yeah. Spider Wars Chapter 2, Farewell Spider-Man.
Spider Wars. Radioactive Spider Wars.
Season 5, episode 13. So this is the final episode.
This is the series finale.
Yes, of the whole entire thing. And to pretty much sum it up, Spider-Man's got there's a whole bunch of different Spider-Man. There's the Doc Ock one, the armor.
Yeah, this is a multiverse episode, basically.
Yeah, which has done a lot better than what Marvel's been doing lately. And
I'm quick tirade.
Hit it, John.
I am sick and tired of everything using multiverse now, because it's just such a easy fix to anything, that it takes any drama or sacrifice out of whatever it is that you've had a character do. If you can just easily bring them back by saying, oh, multiverse. So absolutely, I'm so tired of it. If it was done in just small bursts or whatever, like that's the last Spider-Man movie, I think did it perfectly and was really good, and I really liked it. But man, I'm just so sick and tired of multiverse this, multiverse that. Like, just tell me some good stories, please.
Nobody can. It's just easier to go through different multiverses.
Yeah, we'll bring Iron Man back. How? Oh, multiverse.
Make him Doctor Doom.
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, back to this episode.
So pretty much this is where, in a reality where Carnage, the Carnage Simonite bonds with Peter Parker to create Spider Carnage. Spider Carnage then is going to blow up.
What did you think of that suit? I hated it.
I didn't like it at all either.
Yeah, it's not a good suit. The Spider Carnage suit.
It was what, Scarlet Spider that it bonded with?
Yeah.
We didn't watch the first one. So
yeah, we only watched this one.
Yeah. We just watched the end.
This does have some very great parts in it though, but you'll get to it, I'm sure.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of gonna summarize it. So Spider Carnage is trying to blow up all the universes.
Yeah, everything.
All the Spider-Man are trying to get together with the Beyonder and Madam Web. So they're pretty much reality jumping all the way through. They stop him at one point, but he gets to another reality. And in this reality, it's the spider armor reality where Peter Parker is a billionaire. Pretty much he's Iron Man. He's engaged to Gwen Stacy, not to Mary Jane, even though the minute he sees Mary Jane, he's like, I love you. I thought
about that too. It's like, Like, you're not in your universe.
He's like pleading, like, I love you. Like,
Yeah.
I love you. I'm like, what
She don't know you, bro.
Yeah. Relax. Don't you have a universe to save, bro?
Yeah, relax. Don't do it.
Kingpin Wilson Fisk is his attorney.
Yeah. Oh, so he's going to be a good guy the whole time.
Oh no, he's not. Because
okay. Yeah.
He's
immediately. By the way, when you think he's a good guy, immediately he turns on.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, this is cool. Let's see how this goes.
I was hoping it would stay that way, just to be different, but no. Oh, by the way, a great way you do a multiverse thing. Lego Star Wars rebuild the universe, rebuild the empire, whatever it's called. I already forgot the name of it. New Lego Star Wars thing on Disney Plus. That thing does it perfectly because it's a multiverse. They change the verse and they have fun and they have fun with it.
You got to make it fun.
Yeah. So make Fisk a good guy the whole time.
Nope.
Is what I'm saying. But nope, not here. Immediately turns.
Nope. Immediately turns. He's working with Spider Carnage, but then he has a tracker on him to track him, and that's how Gwen Stacy knows that he was kidnapped. And
Andrew, let me ask you about that.
He's getting bugged by his fiance.
You're a married man. I've in any relationship I've ever been in, heck, I'll even say just with friends who me and you are very close.
Yeah. You
right.
want me to bug you?
Should we bug each other? Do you think?
Bug each other, just in case.
You just see how much I don't go anywhere. Hey, what's Johnny doing right now? Oh, he's at home.
Yeah. Dude. It wasn't even like a exact locator. It was just one of the beeps.
Yeah.
Like a little map.
Yeah.
But
I thought that was a bit much for a relationship. I don't care how much you love somebody. You shouldn't be bugging them.
Don't bug them. Just don't. But in the end, they foil Carnage by getting Uncle Ben.
Yeah, I do like this part.
But I did like this to foil Spider Carnage by getting in Uncle Ben to talk some sense into it.
Because our Peter realizes that that's still also Peter Parker inside. Yeah. So that's what he kind of uses. He goes, oh, Uncle Ben. He goes, I can't get to him, but Uncle Ben can. And that was a really big moment. I really like that. That's by far the best part of this episode, in my opinion.
Probably
is Uncle Ben showing up. And ultimately, Spider Carnage sacrifices himself, really, because he can't be free. And saves everybody.
Good old Spider.
But the show goes off, and the reason this show is so frustrating to a lot of people is the last thing you kind of see. He gets to meet Stan Lee. We didn't talk about that.
Yeah, one of the Spider-Mans that he's taking back to the reality reveals to him that he's not really Spider-Man. He's an
actor.
He's an actor playing Spider-Man, and he takes him to the creator,
Stan Lee. Yeah, which was pretty cool. That's fun.
Yeah, and they went swinging and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. They changed partners.
Well, Stan Lee was a man of the 70s, so
that's right. So he got down with the Mary Jane, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah. But they ends with Madam Web showing up again and saying, hey, you deserve to be happy. Let's go find Mary Jane. But that's how the show ends. On the actual show, you never see him actually finding Mary Jane again.
It's funny, on Wikipedia, they did leave the note here, what you were talking about. In the final episode of X-Men 97, Tolerance is Extinction Part 3 reveals Spider-Man successfully found Mary Jane.
Oh, yeah. See?
Oh, that's what you were saying there.
Yeah.
I wish there was. This list of these, and I wouldn't say we're Venom haters or anything.
No, I don't hate Venom. He just got oversaturated.
Yeah, and I'm looking.
He got Wolverine. He got Deadpooled.
And I'm looking at the other ones here. Like, there's one with Doctor Doom. There's like a whole Secret Wars thing.
Yeah.
I would love to go back and revisit this where we find ones and we can see if they should have been replaced.
Yeah, and I'm a big Doc Ock nerd, so I would have loved a Doc Ock episode thrown in.
Yeah, you didn't get any Doc Ock other than the Spider-Man Doc Ock.
Right. This episode got a 9.1 out of 10. I think that's too high.
I do.
The Uncle Ben stuff is phenomenal.
Everything else just is not.
Yeah, I think this is I think this is at most a 7.5.
Yeah, because it's not,
and the only reason it's even to me is that high is because the Uncle Ben scene is so good.
But there's so many other ones that Spider Slayer, like you said, Dr. Ock. I know they're on the list of top 10, but like there's no Sinister Six. Like you figure those ones would really hit. And I don't know about IMDb if the person was watching this was just watching it for the story or they're, really in the comic books or anything like that. But I felt like there was other stuff that they could have.
Yeah. But you also got to realize in the 90s when the show was out, Venom was huge.
Yeah.
He was a big deal. All right, here's the big question, though. I think we both will say we do think the show is good. It's very good. Still holds up overall. It holds up, and it doesn't waste your time. I'll tell you that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no. It'll breeze through.
It will,
but here's the thing. Again, we're comparing this to Batman in the Batman animated series. Those episodes stay with you.
Yes.
So while both shows are good, I would say the Batman animated series is I would say superb, like above good.
I consider Batman the animated series like
it's top. That's S tier for me. That's top.
That
tier.
is the gold standard. Like
yes.
I would rather watch that than probably. I mean, X-Men 97. You could put it in there, but not really. But if we're just talking like Saturday mornings,
right? Yeah,
I would put Batman the animated series over the X-Men.
I would too.
That's how good it is. Like the X-Men
and we love the X-Men. So that's saying something.
They have good stories and everything else. And then this might even almost be B tier in a way. Like if I got to
I would think I would put, if we're going to rank those three, it's Batman, X-Men, Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's how I would put it. Because this one, nothing grabs your attention sometimes. Like there's little spurts, but nothing says, oh my goodness, you definitely got to keep on watching. Batman, the animated series, did a great job of, like you said, those things stay with you. With Clayface, I mean, I still remember one, and I don't even know if he was a Batman villain in the comics, where we talked about it on the panel discussion. The one where the guy lives in the sewer and he like has orphans. Like,
a
twist one like that stood out in my head to this day.
To this day, I mean, I still think about that baby doll episode where that woman can't grow past being like, she still looks like she's a toddler, basically.
Yeah, you got,
because the ending is so heart wrenching, and you got to realize, take yourself out of this moment. This was technically a kid's show.
Yeah, but this one, it's not.
And it ends with the villain literally crying and Batman consoling her. That's how the episode ends.
I don't know. I think
this is still good.
It's good,
but we're comparing it to something that's like phenomenal.
Yeah. I mean, this is like RC Cola, and we're trying to put it over Coke.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're an
sometimes
you like RC Cola.
Every once in a while you want something different and you do want an RC Cola. Yeah. But like the gold standard is Coca-Cola.
Yeah, oh, okay. Well, I can't get Coca-Cola, but I can get RC, so I'll deal with RC Cola for a while. That's how I feel about this. Other than that, I mean, I thought the voice actors were really good. That was a big key plus in this whole entire thing. But I didn't get to see a lot of people just watching
I know that's the biggest part of this that disappointed me is there's so many characters just in Spider-Man's world that we just didn't get to see.
Like we didn't get to see the lizard. We saw Dr. Connors, but we didn't see the lizard. Black Cat we didn't get to see. We didn't get to see Alistair Smythe become the ultimate Spire Slayer. Doc Ock.
Yeah, we didn't get any Scorpion. We didn't get any Vulture.
No Hobgoblin.
No Hobgoblin.
Oh, the Red Skull's in this. No Red Skull.
Yeah.
So did Stan Lee's wife do the Stan Lee's wife did the voice of Madam Web.
Oh wow.
I did not know that until now, just looking at the voice actors. But yeah, it's not Batman, the animated series. Like just
Right.
watch
It's still good, but it's just not Batman.
It's not Batman. Oh, and Darkwing Duck, Jim Cummings did the Shocker.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what Johnny needed was some
that bumps it up a little bit.
Talking Duck. But I would have loved to have seen more. I would have loved to have seen more. And then I know there's probably people, well, you only did the top 6. Well, time constraints.
Yeah. We're not doing
we're not making a living off of this. So
that's right. Yeah. You start paying us well, maybe we'll do top 10.
Well, I'll do top 50. I'll sit here all day and watch.
Yes. Yeah. Same. Yeah. Agreed.
But I know there was an episode with the Punisher. No Punisher. No, it's not.
No Craven the Hunter. There's a lot of them we didn't get.
Yeah. Like you can see a little bit of character development, but I don't see it like I did in Batman.
Right.
That's
exactly. Yeah.
Like number 3 on my list.
Yeah. Agreed. Now, what are we doing next time though? Because we're getting really close to finishing out Batman Spider-Man month.
Yes, we are doing Batman 89.
That's right. The Tim Burton's original Batman film. We're doing that next. So watch it with us, and then we'll review it. I haven't seen it in a while. I'm looking forward to this.
This was one that I watched constantly as a kid.
Oh, I've seen it many times, but it's been a long time since I last seen it.
I remember getting it for Christmas. I think it was an aunt.
I still remember I saw this as a kid for the first time and being really scared of the Joker because he turned that guy into a skeleton.
Oh, see, well, I'm not going to go there, Johnny.
Well, I know it's a kid's movie for you. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. We all know what kind of movies I watched as a kid.
Yeah. I was way more sheltered.
A little desensitized by that point. Just a little bit desensitized.
If we knew each other when we were kids and we would do the whole thing spitting out with each other, I can only imagine if I went to your house and your parents like, hey, let's watch RoboCop.
Oh yeah.
And my little eyes would be like, holy crap, what's happening?
because I watched RoboCop. I gotta say, my mother was a little bit more explaining things, where my father was like, just watch this, let's check this out. Like,
I think the closest R-rated stuff I watched as a kid would probably be like Chuck Norris movies, I think.
Oh, we were aliens.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, that's probably the harshest I watched as a kid.
I just remember my mother when we were watching wrestling, and she's like, this isn't real. They're not really hitting each other. And we were like, my brother and I were like young. I had to be like 6 and he was 9. And we were like, what are you talking about?
You're looking at the kid who got in trouble because he accidentally saw like a rerun of Wings, the show Wings. And they said the word ass on there. And I went and told my mom, hey, they said ass on this show.
Oh,
and my mom got mad at me because I said the A word when I was a little kid.
I watched Wings all the time as a kid. It was part of a review.
I don't know why that was a big deal to me, because I watched. This is also the kid who was blown away that Raphael would scream "damn" in a Ninja Turtles movie.
Well, mine was Ultra Magnus, Transformers the movie, when he said "open, damn it."
Oh yeah.
It's like, wait, what? No way. But my story behind saying the word ass was, we used to go to this restaurant all the time.
I love that we both have a story.
Well, no, because
Say the word
this is
ass.
interesting. This is where education and teaching kids
Oh, okay. Keep going.
can get them into trouble. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not saying don't teach kids how to read, but I'm going to tell you my
We're
story.
not saying don't teach kids about ass. Keep going.
Yeah. So you know how in school you learn how to sound out a word.
Right. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So we would always go to this restaurant called Mom's Coffee Shop. It's horrible now, but back in the day it was great. And obviously it's been there since like my mother went there as a kid, and somebody scraped the word ass. Well, I'm like 4 or 5 years old. So I'm not really reading. And that's a word I've never seen before. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm gonna sound it out. So I sounded it out. And I went out and go, Mom, somebody wrote ass on there. She goes, how do you know what that is? Then I sounded it out. She goes, I'm gonna be with you when you do that from now on. See, I was a little bit sheltered, but it wasn't. When it came to movies and TV shows, no, we were watching. Like I said, I remember one family, I use it in quotes, family movie night at my grandmother's. We watched Sleeping with the Enemy because that was what was on TV. All right, that was on the big TV. She had a little 13-inch TV in the kitchen. We could obviously go in there. And that's why I'm glad that's where I saw the first ever Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was on that little 13-inch screen TV in the kitchen because I didn't want to watch what she was watching. So
the first time I got to see the first Ninja Turtles movie was at my grandma's house. They had that big, ridiculously probably 3-ton TV that was that was on the floor, and we got to watch it on there.
Oh, the
one that every grandmother basically had. I think
I would love to have a console TV. To this day, I wonder what the people did that bought my grandmother's house, because above the console TV was cabinets, and it was kind of like a built-in like thing. And I'm wondering if they like knocked that out somehow and knocked out those walls to get a TV into there, or they just used it as like a sitting room. Like, I just want to get in there so badly.
Yeah.
Like, just want to knock at the door. Be like, my grandmother used to own this house. Can I just see what you did with one room and then I'll head out? That wouldn't be creepy or anything.
No.
But that is it. A little bit of story time with Johnny and I about.
Yeah. What are your stories about the first time you said ass?
I don't know. My son was watching somebody play Fortnite on YouTube, and he was talking to little kids, and that kid's mouth for 9-year-old was intense.
I swear to you, I've heard some of the most vile things coming out of like mouths that cannot have been older than 10 for sure while playing video games. Like, I've had everything. I've been insulted for everything from like my sexual orientation to whatever, like to the kind of person I am.
Yeah, like they don't hold back.
No.
But that is it. Let us know what you think about Spider-Man the Animated Series. And it looks scary like Gary T. You started your Justice for Venom campaign, and
I think he won.
Yeah, you won. You won in the end.
You win, Gary.
Yeah, Gary, you got it. You're the man. Johnny, you got something going on other than this podcast that you're doing? Do you want to promote your letterbox?
Oh, I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, if you got the Letterboxd app, add Johnnyism. It's JOHNNYISM if you want to. I review movies on there, but I do it a little differently. I pretend the movies are real and that I was there. So I've done Jurassic Park, the first Ninja Turtles movie, and Return of the Jedi so far. And I got a bunch more coming. If you like those, give me a follow, and also feel free to suggest movies you think I should do like that.
There you go. Check them out. And check us out on all the podcasting platforms. Check us out on YouTube. And I guess with that, what may not be nostalgia for you may be nostalgia for some.
And justice for Jay Jonah.